What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Um, haven't been able to post as frequently as I would have liked when I initially thought of documenting my prep here into Powerlifting American Nationals. But as of today, we are today's the 15th, so tomorrow's 16th. 4 weeks and 1 day out from the day that I'll be competing. And I'm just, my goal in this meet is to add 60 kilos to my total. My last meet was at the end of October. So that gives me 4.5 months of training, all of November, December. Don't eat that. It gives me 4.5 months of training, all of November, all of December, all of January, all of February, and then 2 weeks in March. So 4.5 months of training in between meets. And to add 60 kilos to your total is a lot in that short of a time frame. And when I signed up for nationals, there was no specific number that I was trying to add. Just obviously, as long as we add something to the total, I would have to be happy with that, right? I'm going to play some training clips here. My best lifts of the prep so far have been um, 606 or 275 kilo deadlift for two, a 540 or 245 kilo squat for two, and I have benched 385, which would be 175 in kilos. Yes, be 175 kilos. And that one was for a single. So my numbers last competition, I squatted 540, 245 kilos. So I've already doubled that, and I did it on my deload week. Now, the deload week is actually just in volume, right? We wanted to keep at least one set with high intensity in there to kind of maintain fitness, or at least that's the idea. As you see in the clip, the squat was RPE 7, maybe 8 at most, which still either of those RPEs for me, based on past data, would reflect that I am capable of squatting 606 or 275 kilos, or it actually projects higher than that. But given the fact that we're into uncharted territory, I want to be cautious, and I think that if I can squat 606, that's a nice, very round goal, increment, right? It's over 600 pounds. It's 5 reds with competition collars. So I just can't see myself going above that in the competition. But obviously 275 kilos versus 245 kilos, that's a 30 kilo PR on my squat, which is, I don't even know, it seems crazy talking about it and thinking about it, but I just know where my strength is at right now. And, I guess obviously we're going to find out more on meet day, but obviously in the next coming weeks, I'll also be taking some heavier sets and getting a true gauge of where we're at. For bench press, that at that meet, I only benched 357 pounds. My best in competition is 364, which was 2 months before that. But bench has just been on fire lately. We introduced a fourth bench day, and it was really, really light at first, and I was starting to see the needle move pretty drastically right away. But now that we've actually turned it into a true fourth bench day, it's just every time I come in and bench, it feels remarkably stronger. I said I benched 357 in my last competition. I benched 353 yesterday with my feet up, and I wasn't even supposed to do that, but long story short, I did. So, and with bench, I'm really confident with it, with where it actually is, because I benched 385 in the gym like 2 weeks ago or something like that, and that's a 10 kilo PR. So I've already added 10 kilos to my bench. Obviously, I need to execute on meet day, but I figure there'll probably be a little bit more than that come meet day because it's still continuing to escalate. So that's bench. And then deadlift. I said my best deadlift set so far was 606 for 275 kilos. Um, I would call that one closer to an RPE 8. It was supposed to be a 7 on the day. But the thing about my deadlift is I noticed that it feels slow and it looks slow to my eye when I'm under a lot of fatigue. And then when the fatigue comes off, it's faster. But somehow I can still kind of gauge the RPE as if there weren't fatigue there. It's kind of hard to describe. And maybe if any of you are that get a lot of a, a, a nice return from a deadlift taper, you probably have a pretty good idea of what I'm talking about. But anyway, I'm projecting that my deadlift strength is somewhere around something ridiculous, like 690. And considering my best in competition is 623, that just seems just like the squat, like almost like I can't even believe that that's where I'm at. But I don't even want to go for that, right? I'd rather go for like a nicer, like it's already such a huge PR. I don't have to go for 690 or 680 or even 670. I think it'd be 672. 675 would be a cool number because that would be like a number of pound plate increments. But I think 300 kilos or 302 for the 666 pounds. I think either way, that's like a very good, insane PR, right? So, like, I almost feel like no matter if it's only 640, it's still a really good PR. So, um, and anyway, if I hit all of those, oh, well, I should say too for the bench, I I want to go for the 402 bench, and my logic on bench press is I'll go for the 386 or 385 or whatever it is, 175 kilos in competition on my second attempt because I've already done that in gym. I feel like, and that's already a huge PR. That's a win. So probably just send it for the 402 pounds on the third. So if I hit this 275 squat, 606, if I hit the 182.5 bench, 402, and if I hit the 302.5 kilo deadlift, 666, then I will have totaled 760 kilos. That will be 70 kilos on my total in 4.5 months. Now, right, like these are attempts that are planned 4 weeks ahead. Like a lot of things can change between now and then, but I'm fairly confident that I could take 10 kilos off of that and still add 60 kilos to my total. It's like unbelievable to me, right? And I think that a lot of people would doubt that it's possible, and myself included. If someone would say, like, hey, you're going to add 60 kilos, or so and so is going to add 60 kilos in this short window, I'd be like, no, probably not. Unless they're like a brand new lifter, right? And we're talking about like they did a competition 1 month into lifting and they're going to do another competition like shortly thereafter. Then we can see that kind of progress. But even then, it would still be a lot to add, and I can't really speak to why it happened or how it happened, assuming that it's going to happen. But I'm calling it right now because I just feel that confident that that's what's going to be there, even though the numbers are kind of like mind-boggling. The only things I've done outside of like our normal training, which is usually just building volume with RPE 7 sets. Like that's like the crux, like the pillar of how we program the competition movements. We take a percentage of the 1 rep max, Whatever a triple of that would be, that equates to an RPE 7, or if we're going to do doubles, it'll be a higher percentage, right? And we just do that, and we try to do a little bit more volume on that every week. That's really it. The first couple blocks out of the last meet, I pushed accessories very, very, very hard, which I think, and I stayed in the pocket on all of my competition sets. I didn't like auto-regulate any RPE stuff. I just ran with the percentages that were on the sheet. And I think so. I was getting my intensity, like as strength was improving, I was getting intensity through my accessories. I put on a lot of muscle, I put on some fat too, admittedly. I have been eating good. Like I did not want calories to be a reason why adaptation did not occur. So we just ate good. I'm still filling out the class. I'm still 5-6 kilos under where I need to be anyway. So like long term, anyway, I should say, like 5-6 kilos in a couple of years is how where I want to be. Um, so, and that's pretty much it, right? And then we did an AMRAP test after pushing all those accessories, and then like numbers just seemed too high to be believable. Well, it was an AMRAP, so we were talking like sets of 8, sets of 11 on squat. Bench was still kind of lagging because we just introduced that 4th bench day. I think I only got 6 or 7 on that one. But anyway, as you know, is when you do AMRAPs and you're farther from 1 rep, the like 1 rep max calculators can be, more inaccurate. But that said, they have always been pretty accurate for me in my lifting style. I don't have none of my lifts are like short range of motion, even though I might be a little bit more leverage for deadlift compared to squat. I'm still tall. I'm still 6'3". I'm still moving the bar far. And I think that plays a role into whether your 1 rep maxes equal those calculators to some extent. And so we made a small jump in training max, and we've been working off higher percentages, but it was also like, here, some RPE guidelines, do more if it feels more. So that's kind of where we've been this whole prep. And the last, I guess 2 blocks, right? I just finished the 2nd block, and I've hit the biggest weights I've ever hit on bench, on squat. I've tied my PR single with an easy double, and my plan tomorrow, we'll see, is to maybe plan my all-time deadlift PR single with and doubling that as well. Although I expect the RP to be a little bit closer to an 8. I do have doubles at 8 this coming week for squat, deadlift, and even bench too. So that's really it. Nothing unique or crazy has been done. I guess maybe I've just been more on top of it, right? Just making sure I'm eating. Sleep could be better, but we live in a modern world. I have a job, but I still made an effort at least, right? Like there was always an effort to get good quality sleep. So, and then train hard, but like to some extent smart. Like I said, even when I was pushing my accessories really hard, RPE 10 hack squats, pushing walking lunges. I mean, I think I felt the most beat up I have during this in between meet cycle during the accessory portion, because I was pushing my accessories that hard. And I definitely hit a point where this is it. I can't push them this hard anymore. I need to back off of them. And it paid off. Obviously, it was the right move at the time. So anyway, guys, I've been rambling. That's all I got for this one. I'm going to try to be a little bit more active in the last few weeks here. But other than that, we'll catch you on the next one.